So thank you again for participating. The first question, Ms. Gothard. What are the 3 most important issues faced by Washington County at this time?
Okay. Well, I think the biggest one right now that I'm concerned about as a resident is the broadband internet service. Especially with the COVID, the pandemic coming along, internet access is critical right now in our county. Back in 2014, I was part of an initiative where we began to look at broadband internet in the county. It wasn't a good time at that point to really pursue that. And I think the county commission now is beginning to pursue that. But broadband internet, especially out in the south end of the county where I live, the internet is terrible. I mean, it just is. Recently when school was out, I was trying to, homeschool my grandchildren while school was out, and the internet service there that I have, which I pay, quite a bit for a month, wouldn't take 4 computers for my 4 grandchildren to get on at the same time. I know the main lines have been buried in, Washington County for a long time. We just need to pursue that. The other thing, of course, is always the debt, continuing to pay down the debt of the county. We made great strides in that, and I think they've continued to do that.
One thing we neglected to do is to give you 1 minute to introduce yourself.
I was waiting for it.
And Mr. Joyner will do that, and then we'll come back to Mr. Joyner's answer to that question.
Okay. So I'm done?
No, you get your 1 minute.
Okay. And then the third thing is just to continue.
No, I mean, you've answered the question. You need to introduce yourself.
Oh, Paul, you're confusing me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so introduce
my wife
yourself
is,
now.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm Lynn Gothard. I'm born and raised, lived my whole life in Washington County. Children attended the Chipley schools, and so did I, graduated. I'm a member of Shiloh Baptist Church and been involved in the community for a long time. I was your county commissioner from 2012 to 2016 and enjoyed it immensely. In 2016, when I left the commission, I retired. Stayed retired several years, and now I'm ready to go back to work. And so I decided to run again because I love Washington County. All my children live here. My grandchildren are in Washington County schools, and I wanted to get back to work and see what I could do for our county.
You got 1 minute to introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Steve Joyner, currently your District 5 Washington County Commissioner. I'm a lifelong citizen of this county. I've lived here raising my family over my entire life. I invested everything I have in Washington County, and I believe in Washington County. There's no better place in the world to live than this county that we live in today. And I'm taking it on as my responsibility to try to make this county better. I've been your county commissioner for the past 4 years, and I've greatly enjoyed it. And we have accomplished a lot in these past 4 years. We've had several stumbling blocks. Hurricane Michael and the COVID has set us back a little bit, but we're still stepping forward. Thank you.
And then you answer that first question as well.
Okay. As Ms. Gothard said, probably the broadband system is probably the biggest need in this county right now. And we're working right now with providers that's come in and says they can provide us with a broadband system that will be effective, but the technology has changed a lot over the past few years, and several systems have failed. So right now we're working with these people. We've got a committee set up to meet with them, and we're going to run some tests in Washington County to be sure we pick up all these dead spots. We don't want a system that's not going to work totally, efficiently, and effectively for this county. I want it to stay intact. There's no need in going out and picking out something that's going to be temporary or it's going to fail anytime soon. We want to be certain that this system works. The debt, we've worked on the debt. It's continually reducing it. We're reducing it yearly. And my goal is to, within the next 2 years, try to be completely out of debt.
She said it was time.
Your time is up, Mr. Joyner, so we're going to give you 30 minutes, 30 seconds, excuse me, as a rebuttal. If you need that 30 seconds, Ms. Gothard.
I would just say my third point is to continue to work on the Highway 77 commercial corridor. The Highway 79 corridor, have the groundbreaking in, I think, a few weeks, trying to get that business district going And then to begin to continue to work on the Highway 77 corridor. We started on that when I was commissioner before, trying to get an expedited land use change. If a business wants to come into the county, they don't have to go through the long process of changing their land classification, but to expedite it and
Mr. Joyner?
Okay, the comprehensive plan that addresses land use changes, we acquired $300,000 to rework our comprehensive plan, and that's what's in place right now to address these issues with a comprehensive plan, so land use changes can be expedited even quicker.
Thank you. Second question. What is the role and job description of a Washington County Commissioner?
so he starts first, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Our job is to set policy and see that it's carried out, and be available to the citizens of this county anytime. I'm available 7 days a week. Anybody can call me, I'm glad to talk with them with anything. And we have our monthly meetings and workshops. And the biggest job that we have is just seeing that the county and the citizens have what they need, you know, and see the citizens' safety is probably one of our biggest things.
Sure. I agree. I think that the role of county commissioners to meet the needs of the citizens, to be available to hear them talk. I think also to create a climate where businesses are interested and wanting to come into Washington County, to make it as easy as possible for that. To attract businesses, to see what we can do about attracting businesses. And I think just that we're a person that citizens can come to and feel like that you're listening to them and that you hear them. And of course, of all ways to try to make transportation easier. It's difficult with dirt roads in the county, but to make transportation an easier way to travel.
Mr. Joyner, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, transportation, we've got a $38 million road project underway right now in the county, improving roads. And with a much bigger project in the works now, could wind up being as much as $150 million and wind up paving a large portion of these dirt roads in this county. And businesses, we're limited here as far as workforce in this county to attract businesses. We've got jobs opening right now in Chipley that people can't fill in Washington County. There's jobs here now.
The next question, we'll start with you. Ms. Gothard. What do you see as the most pressing needs for capital improvement to Washington County?
I think the biggest capital improvement that we need right now is to build the infrastructure to put businesses south of the interstate. That seems to be the growing area, the area that's going to grow the most in the coming years is south of the interstate. I think we have to have the infrastructure out there to do that. And so I think that's probably the biggest capital improvement. We also need a shelter or a ag center or a large building where we can shelter people for, hurricanes. We can have large gatherings. We can attract some big activities and venues to come here. And so I think that's probably my second biggest thing, capital improvement, I think that we need.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, at this current time, we're actually working on a project to put a regional storm shelter here right by the interstate. And we've been working with FEMA and our state officials trying to acquire that. And it's well underway. I don't know how successful we'll be with it, but we're certainly trying to accomplish that as we speak.
I've heard that.
The next question then.
Okay.
What is the most important task of the Washington County Commissioner District 5?
Oh wow, that's so great. We've got a lot of tasks. In my district right now, we've got some roads that really need a lot of work. We've got a paving project starting here in the next week or so in Sunny Hills. phase 4.2 miles of those roads. We've got, Buckhorn Creek that we've acquired the money for there, and that project's fixing to get underway to pay it. We've got the FEMA money that's coming in for some more road projects, and District 5 is going to be a large portion of that project here in this county. It's very important to me to get that done.
I think that there's actually two things. Of course, roads. There's a lot of dirt roads in District 5. Most all the calls that I received as a commissioner before, and even now as a candidate, is about roads. I think the other thing too is to provide some of the county services we can provide to the south end of the county. And down in District 5, the south end, many of them travel to Panama City to work. Things like coming to the clerk's office, coming to being able to register, to vote if you have a problem. You can do it online, but things about just services, any service that we can provide down there would greatly help the people in the south end of the county. I hear complaints all the time. We cannot get to Chipley because we're working all the time. Of course, online stuff now is helping a lot, but I think being able to provide some services in the south end of the county would be a great asset.
30 seconds, sir.
No, thank you.
Ms. Webb. 30 seconds.
No, I don't need a rebuttal. Okay.
We'll move on to the next question. This is more.
We're going to give a lot of speed.
Ms. Gothard, this question's for you, starting with you. Distance learning and telemedicine require internet connectivity and significant bandwidth. How can Washington County achieve this?
Well, I think the cost of getting the broadband internet in the county is going to be tremendous. We're not going to be able to do it on our own. We're going to have to seek grants, federal, state, whatever kind of money we can get to be able to provide that. And I've been made aware of some grants and stuff that are out there from different organizations that might be able to offset that cost because it's going to be tremendous. But I think it's something we've got to get online with. Not knowing what the pandemic's going to do. COVID has really brought that to the forefront of how we've got to be able to get online. I know there's students now that cannot do their work because they either don't have the internet, can't get it. Down at where I live, you can't get any wired internet anymore hardly. It's all, satellite internet. And it's difficult when that satellite internet doesn't work to be able to do anything. I experienced it with my grandchildren in school. And so I think it's critical. We've got to do it, especially if we want to be able to attract businesses.
Mr. Joyner?
Yeah, the broadband system, I would probably put on top of my list. It's the way of the world right now with this pandemic. Telemedicine, that's the way of the future. We can't go into the doctor's offices now. Our educational system, we don't know what we're going to be faced with there in the next few months or years with educating our children. And the broadband system will give us that opportunity to reach out to these people that can't have computer or online service. And I just think that is one of the most important things. Now, money, we've received $4.4 million.
30 seconds. Ms. Lynn, for a vote.
I don't have a rebuttal.
Mr. Joyner?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Okay, well, as I was mentioning, the $4.4 million through the CARES Act and FEMA is going to be distributed to this county, and hopefully we can use a portion of that, or hopefully we'll fund all of the broadband systems. The school board, they have an interest in this also, and I think they've received some monies. We're talking to the hospital. We've got a committee set up with the school board, the hospital, and the county to address this need of the broadband right now, and we're aggressively after it.
Question number 6, and we'll start with you, Mr. Joyner. How can the public best support the overall efforts of the Washington County Commission?
The best way they can support us is to let us know what their needs are. We have our meetings that are open to the public. You can come and sign in as a non-agenda audience and have 3 minutes to speak. We can hear your needs. You can call me or call our office. We have a county administrator on staff every day. You can explain what your needs are to him. And feel free to call me, I'm available. You have my phone number, it's published on the website, and I've got a mail out going out with my number on it. So you can call me at any time, but just let us know what you need, and that way you'll have a voice in what we do.
I agree with that. I think the meetings are the main way that you can let your commissioner best serve you. One of the things I had wanted before when I was a commissioner that we never did get around to, but something I would love to see is to televise the meetings online, either live or where you can go back and look at it later. Many people, because they're working, cannot come to the Board of County Commission meetings and have no idea what's going on. I would love to be able to take those meetings, put them online. Doesn't have to be live where you can watch it later. Maybe advertising the agendas in a more user-friendly manner, a little earlier.
30 seconds, Mr. Joyner.
No, thank you.
30 seconds.
Advertising the agendas in a more friendly manner. People don't buy the newspaper anymore. The people I talk to, they don't see it in the newspaper. But putting those out on the website or something like that to be able to see what the agenda items are coming up, maybe a little more explanation on what the item is. Just something to make it friendly to the people of the city, the county that knows what's coming up and what they need to talk to their commissioner about.
Thank you. Question number 8. Question number 7. Ms. Gothard, we're going to you. What is the fairest way to generate new tax revenues for Washington County?
Well, the fairest way, of course, is property taxes, ad valorem taxes, which you hate to do that. But the only way the majority of the citizens are going to pay or to generate money is through ad valorem taxes. We tried as a commission, when I'm there, and I know they continue to do that now, to keep your ad valorem lower. But the truth is that most of the citizens of the county pay ad valorem taxes. And so that's the fairest way. It's not the most, it's not the way you want to do it. And, but the other thing is to keep your spending down so you don't have to increase your ad valorem tax. Only spend what you have and not go into debt and that kind of stuff. And I think the commission has done a great job at that, keeping the cost down, watching every dollar. But the best way to do it is through ad valorem tax.
And taxation is probably one of the biggest concerns I have in this county. Ad valorem, speaking of ad valorem, there's probably 40% of the people in Washington County pays ad valorem taxes, because 60% don't. So I don't know that it's that fair, but that's the way we have to collect the taxes, is that through ad valorem. And the past 3 years, this board has reduced the ad valorem taxes. We're cutting corners, spending as little money as we have to operate this county.
Time.
30 seconds.
On the rebuttal, I would just say that I disagree that the majority of the people in the county are not paying ad valorem taxes. I pulled some numbers, and I just don't find that to be the situation. Now, everybody may not pay a lot, but the majority of the people in the county pay ad valorem taxes. There's only a small percentage that don't pay. As a commissioner, I would do everything I could to not increase the ad valorem. You just got to spend what you have and not spend outside of, we have to do that in our personal life.
30 seconds, Mr. Jordan.
The ad valorem tax is, like I say, it's the only way we have to collect taxes. And this county, such as it is, we don't collect a lot. So therefore, we have to spend what little bit we do have and do the best we can with it. And my saying is, you can't run a Cadillac off a Volkswagen Buzz, so we have to live within our means.
Next question. Mr. Joyner, what is the single most compelling issue facing Washington County today, and how can you work to solve the issue?
I think the single issue that I'd like to see happen there is the broadband. I go back to that. The pandemic has put some requirements on us that we would have never seen before. Our educational system, our medicine, and this is the biggest need right now of the citizens in Florida and the country, I think, is broadband, being able to have the connectability to see the doctor and to educate our students. And I think that's the most concerning thing to me right now is being able to get a broadband system here.
I would agree. I also think, one of the things that we should do in the county is to aggressively seek out other money, federal, state, grants, all the time be aggressively seeking out money in any venue that we can get it. Every dime that we can pull in, that we don't have to use ad valorem dollars, is more money that's going to be saved to the taxpayers. And so I think we have to aggressively seek grant money. When I was a commissioner, we sought out a fire grant, something that Washington County had never had. And we got...
30 seconds, Mr. Joyner.
We are, like I said, we have accessibility now to $4.4 million in the CARES Act and FEMA in a grant, and we're constantly seeking this money. We've received several grants, and we've already received $6.5 million from Hurricane Michael this year so far. So we're searching these grants out daily, trying to find them.
30 seconds.
Yeah, and I would just continue to say, just to seek out, grants of types that we've never had before, to look, to really be out there beating the bushes. I know we have a full-time grant writer, and she works hard, and but just to continue to seek out any kind of funding that we can get, even something maybe we haven't even thought of before, to be able to save those ad valorem dollars from having to increase the taxes of the citizens of the county.
Final question. We'll start with you, Ms. Gothard. How can Washington County Commission support the efforts of economic development?
Well, I think that we've got to create an environment, a friendly environment, that we want you to come to our county. We want you to open your business here. We want you to serve the people of our county. And I think the commission has always been available to that. If there's a hurdle, we've got to figure out quickly how to get over it and how to work around it. Not just because we've always done it that way, but to think outside the box and figure out new ways to do it. If there's a rule in our comprehensive plan that's not working, that's continually coming before the planning commission and the county commission, we've got to fix it. I mean, if it's something that's continually causing, homeowners and businesses to come into the county, we've got to look at that whole comprehensive plan. And I'm glad to hear Mr. Joyner say that they've got money to do that. I think that's critical to be able to grow our county.
Yes, it is very critical to have money to be able to help put infrastructure in for new businesses in this county. Our 79 corridor project, we'll be breaking ground on it next week. That's the latest accomplishment we've had in our bringing businesses to this county in conjunction with Holmes County and the city of Bonneville. And we're always open to any business that wants to come in. As the old saying is, Washington County is open to do business. We just need to know what they need, where they need it, and let us try to help them get what they need to become a business here in our county. We want to be here for the citizens and the businesses.
30 seconds.
And I would just say, as I said before, continue to work on our Highway 77 corridor. Now that the 79 one is ready to break ground, I think we have to continue to work on Washington counties, getting everything in place so it's easy, it'll be quick if a business wants to come in, to provide them the services and the infrastructure that they need out there.
Mr. Joyner?
No.
So I'm going to ask that we do a 1-minute wrap-up, and any way that you want to share information in that 1 minute. We'll start with Ms. Lynn.
Okay. I just want to say that I'm ready to go to work. I'm excited. I love Washington County. Have a great investment in it here with my family, and worked here. I'm retired, have all the time in the world to spend to talk to residents, go visit places, be in meetings, seek funding, and I'm ready. I'm excited. I love living in Washington County.
Mr. Joyner?
I just want to say that I've thoroughly enjoyed the past 4 years of being the county commissioner. And I've been looking for another 4 years, and I'm excited about the things that's going on in Washington County. We have a lot of great things in the works. We've got possibly $150 million worth of FEMA work total that will be done in this county over the next 3 to 4 years. And I just want to be a part of that. I want to continue serving as your county commissioner, and I'm always available. I'm semi-retired myself, and I can come to you at any time and speak with you. You can call me on my number, and we'll talk about anything you'd like to talk about in this county. And I certainly appreciate it. I appreciate everyone's vote and support for this coming up election. Thank you.
So let's thank